Hello, Trina, and welcome to Shine 2021. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. How are you?
Good, good. So, Trina, you are an inspirational woman. This superwoman, you've been on a mission to get women everywhere to check their boobies. This cancer awareness advocate, you were given the all clear from breast cancer last year, but then you were in remission for just about 8 months or so, and then you received the news that the cancer had come back and it was terminal. But I have to say,
Yeah.
you're an amazing lady, and you're now choosing to spread hope and awareness to women everywhere with your positivity and your honesty. And we've all seen it unfold on social media. So, Trina, welcome to Shine. We're delighted to have you. Now, Trina, talk
Thank
me
you.
through the story. So, tell me, go back to the very beginning of when you got the diagnosis, or maybe how you even came about getting checked in the first place.
So my story started in early 2018. I always, when I have a shower, I will always check my boobs, and I've done so from a very young age. I would say early teens. Don't know why or where this information came from, because my mom was like, I never told you to do it. So I picked this information up somewhere that was important to check your boobs. I didn't know what I was looking for, didn't know the reason for it. But early 2018, while I was in the shower, I found a small lump in my left breast. The lump was about the size of a pea. It was like a piece of grizzle under my skin.
Mhm.
It was movable, and at the time it wasn't painful. So I did what any other young person would do, and I ignored it. I said, can't be anything too serious. I was really uneducated and really naive, and thought that like cancer or breast cancer or anything like that would be for an older lady or man.
Mm.
So I ignored it. As the months went on, my lump was getting bigger. I still continued to check. My lump changed in size, it changed in shape, it started to get painful. And probably around the time of my period, like that kind of time, I would start feeling a little bit of pain in it. I still ignored it because I suppose I had a feeling in my gut, and I was really, really scared at that point.
Yeah.
And I was kind of going through it on my own, because I didn't really want to bother anyone in case it was nothing, and I just didn't want to be a burden to anybody. So by August 2018, it had gotten to the stage where my breast was visibly bigger than the other one. My nipple was starting to invert, and my skin was starting to pucker a little bit. So I put on my big girl pants, and I said, right, let's go to the doctor. So I brought myself to the doctor in early August. He didn't seem concerned. Like, I was really fit, I was really healthy, I was in the gym like 5-6 times a week, I was eating really well. I had no family history of breast cancer. So my GP wasn't concerned, but he said, we'll get you seen down in the breast clinic anyway, just to be sure. And I'll put it down as urgent, because as soon as he said breast clinic, my mind went into overdrive. And I ended up having to take time off work, just for the whole mental side of it.
Yeah.
During the wait, I was waiting about 10 weeks, even though it was an urgent appointment, I was still waiting about 10 weeks to be seen. So that brought us to October. It was about a week after my birthday. So I just turned 34, and I was brought in and I was given a physical exam. Again, the consultant wasn't overly concerned, again, because of my age and lack of family history, health, all of that kind of thing. But he sent me over for a mammogram anyway, just to be sure and just check out what the lump was, because it had grown from like a pea size in February to about, I think it was about 5 centimeters in October. So it had grown quite big, like. So he sent me over. I had an ultrasound, I had a mammogram, and I had a biopsy where they took, I think it was 6 samples out of the lump. And I said to the lady, like, why did you want to do all of this? Like, have you seen something? And she said, ask me the question that you actually want to ask me. And at the same time, myself and my mom said, like, is it cancer? And she said yes. So that was the day that I found out, and needless to say, our world just upended. It
I,
was a horrific.
I can't imagine getting news like that and being so young, and after going through all those stages and not really thinking that, anything was wrong. It must have been devastating getting that news.
Yeah, like, part of me knew, because I just had that feeling in my gut, and like, forward now nearly 3 years, whenever I have that feeling in my gut, it's never wrong. But I was like, the whole way up in the car to Waterford with my mum and my sister, they were like, oh, it's grand, we'll be going shopping after this appointment and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I don't think so. Like, and they were being really upbeat and positive, but I just knew in myself that it wasn't going to be an in and out kind of job that day. And needless to say, we didn't go shopping. We had to come home and break the news to my dad and my nan and, you know, the family and stuff like that. Like, but quite quickly they got me started on treatment and stuff. And, you know, the prognosis was quite good because I was so young. But the plan was they got me on chemo the following month in November, and that went on till March 2019. From there, then I had a lumpectomy to just remove the lump and try and conserve my breast again because I was young. They wanted me to kind of just be as normal as I could possibly be for my age. That unfortunately was unsuccessful. Because when they went in, there was actually more than what they had anticipated. So they said that I'd need a mastectomy to get rid of it all. And when they added it up, I think it was like 12 centimeters in total that they had taken out of cancer from my breast, which was massive. Like,
that's huge.
Yeah, huge. I couldn't believe it. But from there, then, you know, having a mastectomy at 34, you're kind of thinking, oh, I was single at the time as well, so I was like, who's going to want me? Like, you know, I'm only half a woman, and, you know, those kind of thoughts go through your head, like, I don't look normal. You know, you just don't really talk kindly to yourself. But my mind quickly changed after that. You know, I kind of said, this is a badge of honor. I've been through hell and back. I've been through what more people should have to go through in their life, and I have this to prove that I've survived. So I quickly learned to love my scar. As people will see on my social media, I love getting it out and showing people. Yeah, just love that scar. From there, I had radiotherapy and was given the all clear. That was June 2019. Went on relatively normal, went back exercising, went back to work, just tried to kind of grasp my life back and adapt to my new normal. And I was always complaining of a pain in my leg. Even from finishing chemo in March, I was always like, my leg is sore, my leg is sore, my leg is sore. And it was kind of deemed that it was like leftover chemo kind of side effects.
Okay.
So I carried on through the pain, went back to work, started getting a pain in my neck. Again, thought that it was just whatever way my desk was set up. We had desk assessments, all of that. Eventually went back to my GP. You think I would have learned to go back as soon as I feel something, but you know, he again wasn't concerned. And then the following week, which was April 2020, I was speaking to my oncologist and just happened to mention like, oh sure, I haven't been able to exercise, my neck has been too sore. And he said, all right, let's get that checked. And within the week, I had been given the diagnosis that it was actually after spreading to my bones. So it was secondary cancer and it was incurable at this point.
This story from start to right now has just been kind of a series of events of you feeling that gut feeling. And it's something that we tend to ignore. And as women, we kind of carry on because, you know, we have to get on with it. You know, we have to be strong, just cope. But it's that gut feeling that kind of led you in all of your situations to realize that this isn't okay. Something isn't right here. How did it make you feel when you weren't being listened to? Because I know as women, sometimes our voices aren't heard, and you knew there was something not right there, and you were still getting those answers of, you know, you're fine, there's nothing in your history, there's nothing there. You know, how did you cope with that?
It was frustrating, because like, how do you convey to a doctor who has gone through years and years of college, how do you convey to them that I have a feeling in my gut, you know, what you're saying is not right? Like, how do you challenge someone who has put that much time into their career, but for you then to just be shown, well, actually you were right. I did feel a little bit let down to begin with, but I kind of said there's no point in holding on to those feelings. At the end of the day, the doctors did what they could do. My GP especially, like, I would never hold it against him. He hasn't got x-ray hands. He couldn't see what was going on the inside, and that's the only way that you can see the full story is to actually have your scans and stuff. So yeah, like, I was let down, but like I said, I quickly flipped the switch on that and said, you know what, let's just get on with it. Like, it is what it is. We can't go back and change it. But that's where I am now, and that's why I campaign so much, because I want people to be an advocate for their body. And the book doesn't stop with your GP, it doesn't stop with your consultant. You can get second opinions, you can keep pushing and keep pushing. Like, I went to doctors, I don't know how many times, with my leg over the course of nearly a year. You know, I didn't just say okay. You know, I kept going back. If it got worse, I kept going back. So yeah, I think bottom line is, yeah, if you're feeling something in your gut, just be an advocate for your body, because nobody else is going to fight for you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, you faced a lot of challenges, and then you thought you were in the clear, and then again, it's come back. Now,
Yeah.
what kind of mental state has that left you in now? Because you seem to me stronger than ever, and you seem to have this enormous amount of strength and capability to speak about what you've gone through, and to still, hold your head up and say, you know what, I'm going through this now. But at the end of the day, I'm still here. I'm a woman. I'm living, and you seem to be taking life by the balls.
Don't get me wrong, like, I'm not always strong. Like, I don't feel strong. I just am doing what I have to do, I am adapting to my new life, my new normal, as they call it, and kind of working with what I've got. Like, okay, a lot of the time I am strong and I'm positive, and I'm just trying to inspire other people, and but there's days where I sit here and I just cry, like, because it's normal. That's normal. Like, it's okay to cry, and it's okay to feel sorry for yourself, because life can be a bitch sometimes, and it doesn't always go your way. But yeah, like, being strong, it's the only thing that you kind of have. Like, you just have to get on with it.
And you just keep pushing forward. That's commendable in itself. And to see a woman go through something like that and still have that strength and be strong enough to admit that it's not always easy. I think sometimes we do mistake strength for this thing of, you're always on and you're strong and your head is held high, but there are weak moments as well, and that shows strength.
Absolutely, yeah.
So you decided to start up your Instagram page, and it absolutely took off. I mean, so many women have been inspired by you and your stories and your pictures that you've been sharing. And one of the bravest things I've seen you do is you shared your body. And it's something that women, I think, find hard to do sometimes, but especially for you, that, it was an insecurity of yours, but you seem to just push that to the side, and you shared your body with everyone on Instagram to show what this looks like. And I think that is incredible. Where did you find the strength to do that?
I don't actually know. Like, I just took a dull notion. I went on holiday to celebrate the end of my treatment and stuff. So I went with my mom, dad, and my sister. And I said, right, we were gone for it was October, which is the start of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I was like, I want to do something really, like, just out there, completely out of my comfort zone. And I had just an image in my head of just showing my scar. It was red, it was raw. I had just finished radiotherapy. So, and I think I was only about 4 months post mastectomy. So it wasn't fully healed. It wasn't the prettiest at that time, but I still loved it. And I just wanted to share that with people. Number one, the shockability factor of maybe younger girls seeing me and going, oh, she's quite young, she's got a young child, and she has gone through this. Maybe I should start checking myself, so that it was kind of the shockability factor that pushed me forward. And if I could help one other person, just by seeing that scar, then I was like, you know what, me being nervous about walking out into the middle of the sea in Puerto Rico, it's okay, because nobody knows me here. But yeah, I just pushed it aside, and I just wanted to show people, like, just because you've gone through cancer treatment or you're in the middle of cancer treatment doesn't mean that you're any less beautiful like than someone who hasn't gone through it. We're all beautiful. We all come in different shapes and sizes. We all have scars. We all have rolls. We all have cellulite. It's all normal.
I think it was so brave and so incredible, because we're used to seeing these perfect images online and these perfect bodies, and half of them are edited. Most of them, aren't real and aren't what people are used to seeing. So we've kind of developed this warped idea of what a woman should look like. And there is no rule book. Like, we've got to throw the rule book out the window, because it doesn't exist. All of our bodies are different, and all of our bodies are beautiful, including yours, scars and all.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, big props to all of those gorgeous women online. They work hard for their bodies, and that's great. It's a lot of time and dedication to get to that stage. But a lot of people work full time, they have kids, they don't have time to, be in the gym 5 or 6 days a week and, watching their nutrition. It's like grab and go kind of eating. And, it's just real. It's a real woman to just like eat whatever the kids are eating, grab something on your way out to work, and I'll go for a walk or I'll exercise when I have time or when I can. So we don't all have the time to dedicate to getting the perfect body, but we're perfect as we are.
Absolutely. And when it comes to like online comments, because that's brave, um, most of us wouldn't be as brave as you, but I definitely think you're paving the way to just show that this is what normal is. But when it comes to online comments, have you ever gotten anything negative, or how do you maneuver through social media and getting all being? I'm assured that you're probably bombarded with questions from young girls, and I don't know if you've ever gotten any negativity, but how do you deal with all of that?
Um, I'd say I can count on one hand the amount of negative kind of interactions that I've had. A couple probably would have been sent to me from other people, that have seen it, whereas I wouldn't have seen it. A couple were kind of like, "Oh, she's attention seeking." That was a couple of comments, and I was like, I would rather fly under the radar and not have had to go through what I've gone through than be attention seeking. So I was so close, and I had messages typed out, and I was like, you know what, no, I just deleted, blocked, reported the account because it was just one of those trolly kind of accounts. One that really stands out is someone actually accused me nearly of faking my mastectomy scar, because like in some pictures obviously I'm taking it in a mirror, and others it's just a selfie, so it flips the image like. And this person was like, well, this picture is on your left hand side scar, and then this picture it's on your right hand side scar, so which is it? Like, you're telling people that. And I'm like, I can't fake a scar, so I quickly put this man, a lad, in his place, and I blocked him from every single way of contacting me on my social media, and that was it. I literally just block and move on, because these people sit at home and they just look on the internet and go, oh right, here's an opportunity, I'm going to say what I want to say here and just try and bring this person down. But at the end of the day, you can't touch me. Like, you're not relative to my life, so if you want to go around and putting negative stuff out on the internet, like, that's going to come back to you. So you work away, you do you, and I'll just be blocking you and ignoring you. I just don't even entertain it. Like, it's not I don't want any of that negative energy around me.
And I like the way you focused on the positive, which I think is a huge lesson for young girls and a huge lesson for myself. It's hard sometimes to focus on the positive when you're getting, a few negative. And even if there's just one, we tend to focus
Yeah.
on that one as opposed to, all the good you get. But there's a lot of young girls that you say that reach out to you all the time and want to hear your story and to hear your positive message.
Yeah. Absolutely. They're just the messages from strangers, they're just so kind, like, especially if I have something coming up like scans or something like that, the amount of people who message me, and I do feel really bad, because if I was to sit there and reply to everybody, I would get nothing done, and I'd be murdered then, because there'd be no dinner on the table or anything like. But yeah, just the amount of people who message me, or even people saying like, I found a lump and because of you I'm getting checked out, like, and that just kind of, even if it's just one person, that makes all the difference to me. As long as people are listening, I'll keep doing what I'm doing.
And we love that. Now, you've had a lot of life lessons along the way, I'm sure, and you seem to be grabbing life by, the cojones, as I've said. But what are some of the biggest life lessons you've probably learned going through all this?
Well, listen to your gut, obviously. Only you know your body. So that's a massive thing for me. Just to kind of push forward, and like I said earlier, like, fight for your own body, be an advocate for yourself. What are life lessons? Don't have regrets, like, I suppose. Just going through, and obviously things are at a standstill at the moment for me, like, with COVID and everything. But like, if you want to do something, like, make a plan and just get it done, because you don't want to look back when you're like 40, 50 and go, oh, I wish I had gone here, or I wish I had this experience. So that's kind of what I'm aiming to do, as and when we're allowed to move around again. And that's where my life list comes in. So I suppose that lesson is just, I wish I had started it sooner. I wish it didn't take getting sick to kind of push me forward into doing things that I wanted to do, and was just kind of too comfortable in my own little life and my own little bubble to kind of step outside and go, right, you know, there's actually a life and a world outside of Wexford. Go and see it and make memories with your family and stuff like that. Like,
And you have been making memories and you have been living. You are now engaged. Tell us
yeah.
all about it.
Oh, he'll kill me.
Give him his
Yeah.
moment.
So it was on my life list to get married before before anything happens, I suppose. And just November gone, he got down on one knee, I suppose, and proposed. And we are getting married in October this year. Regardless of numbers or whatever, like whatever we're allowed, but it's going ahead regardless. Because at the end of the day, it's just about us and our families, really, isn't it?
Well,
Yeah,
congratulations on that. And we can't wait to see all the wedding photos and everything go up online. I'm sure it will be absolutely gorgeous, stunning. I'm sure the support you've had in your family and with your partner as well has been incredible for you.
Yeah, amazing. It's obviously been quite hard for like my sister and my mom and stuff because we don't live together. Like I haven't been inside my sister's house since well before Christmas because we haven't been allowed, like, which is really tough because we're quite a close family. And if I put something up on social media, my sister's straight at my door with cake, or you know, under normal circumstances, she'd be straight at my door. She just picks up straight away when I need her here. And the same with my mom, like she's picked me up I don't know how many times, like when I'm just on the floor, just, you know, just not feeling it. I'm getting a little bit choked up now just thinking about it. But yeah, just the support of my family has just been unreal. Like even extended family, like aunties and uncles and cousins and stuff like that. Like we all have a group and they'd always be saying, oh, hope you're doing okay. And, you know, it's just unfortunate that we can't be together for that support. Like I really miss that side of the support. So, yeah.
But at least there's Zoom, at least there's that,
Yeah.
and phone calls and text and WhatsApp. Thank God for those things, right? Now,
Yeah, I know.
you're an inspiration to so many. Do you feel any pressure, or do you take it all in your stride?
I don't feel pressure. I mean, the only time that I kind of feel pressure is if I'm like asked to share something for somebody else, and I kind of feel pressure then because when I post my own things, it's kind of just done in the moment, and it's coming from my heart, you know, and it's just coming out, and there's not really a whole lot of thinking goes into it, which I think is why people kind of relate to it a lot because it is just written from the heart. Whereas if someone asks me to share something, I feel a lot of pressure that like I'm not going to do a good enough job for them. So I think that's the only time that I really feel pressure. If I don't want to post, I won't post. Because I don't want to be just posting stories or coming on just for the sake of it. Like I want to post because, you know, it's my diary and I want to get my feelings out. And, you know, I'm not going to feel pressured into doing that or speaking about something I don't want to speak about at that time.
Absolutely. And you have to think of your own mental health as well. It's all in our control, but sometimes, yes, the outside world can get in on top of us. And yeah, I'm glad to see that you're, taking control of that. Now, Trina, for the young girls watching this who are watching your Instagram stories or watching you right now and think, this woman has just gone above and beyond. What do you say to those girls, and how do you encourage them to just keep going? And if possibly they find anything, what would you say to them? Because I know it's probably get checked.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Regardless of your age, I would be checking yourself, be mindful of your body, know your own body, so that if anything does change, whether that be in a year or in 5 years, you'll know what your normal feels like, and you'll be able to be strong and go and fight for yourself and say, I know myself, I know this is not right. Please refer me and let me get checked. So yeah, I just think it's really important to know your body and know your normal from very, very young, and notice any early changes. Aside from that, just keep pushing forward. Like don't bend yourself to fit into the box of what society thinks is beautiful or what society thinks is normal. Just be yourself. You are beautiful and you are normal. As I hate that word, I just hate it. But yeah, just love yourself. Like look in the mirror every day and just find one thing that you love about yourself. Even if some days you're not feeling yourself, just fake it till you make it and say, I am beautiful, I am worthy, I am worth everything that, is coming to me. And just be really positive about yourself, because I feel like how you speak to yourself and how you treat yourself sets the bar for how other people will treat you down the line. So that's why it's really, really important to love yourself, adore yourself, and just treat yourself really, really well.
Absolutely. I am all for that. Now, Trina, what does this future hold for you? I know you have the wedding plans coming up, but is there anything else you can share with us? What is in store for Trina Cleary?
Oh, I just want to travel loads. So if COVID could just, move along now. We were meant to go into Australia for our honeymoon, but we've had to put that off. So we're going to aim for like 2022 to go and have our honeymoon then. But aside from that, it's just like traveling around Ireland with the kids and the family and just making loads of memories. And yeah, hen nights and stuff like that. So watch out for social media antics for that.
We look forward to seeing all the pics. Trina, you are an inspiration. Thank you so much for your honesty and your continued efforts to educate those around you in a bid to save others from what you have had to go through. Thank you so much for chatting to us for Shine.
Thank you for having me.